Okay, go ahead
This
and
meeting is being recorded.
yeah, go ahead and click participants.
Okay.
Okay, so this is probably just one of our agents that's in there.
Okay.
And you're muted. You're not muted. Hi
No.
there. How's it going, Zen?
Hello. Hi. I'm with Coco Tan.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Yeah, the teacher should be on in probably the next couple minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just early. That's awesome. Thanks, Zen.
Yeah, I'm helping her facilitate with screen share and playing a video if necessary. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's right. Okay. So once when she comes on, we'll go ahead and put her as host. Should we make you as co-host?
Sure. Last time we ended up not having a host, and it was still okay because we could still screen share.
Okay. Well, I'll put her. We'll put her as host.
Oh, there she is.
And we'll make sure everybody gets on. Then we'll leave you guys to enjoy.
Hello. Good
Hey,
morning.
Coco.
This is Maria.
Oh, hi, Maria.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's figure out which one she is.
Probably the muted one.
See, now they're all muted.
Oh.
And then go take your little arrow over here.
Mhm.
Okay, and then okay. So
Zen?
Yes.
It's good, yeah.
go ahead and click mute.
Zen, I love your photo.
Oh, nice try. Oh my God,
That's
so many
Zen.
Cocos.
That's Zen. So many Cocos.
So many Cocos.
Hey, Zen. Good morning.
Maria, your name says Coco.
Yes, but I don't know. How do I change
Yeah,
that?
so does mine. Let me leave and come back.
Mine too.
Oh my
We all
God.
Cocos. That's JB. That's JB. Let me try to see if I can kind of change my name here. Okay. All right, now Maria. So, okay, cool.
Is that everybody? Zen, were you able to get access?
No,
Oof, I don't have access to her thing either.
it's okay.
I know there's a lot of tools in there, but we don't really use it.
So you guys are all ready to jump in with your experiences?
I don't think you want to hear my experiences. I gotta change my name. Why does it keep saying Coco?
Do you know how to connect with possible sellers? Do you know what kind of questions?
Not since
Like, what kind of
2009.
discussions?
No, I haven't had those since 2009, so I doubt it.
Do you have anything to say about
Oh my gosh, this is being recorded.
understanding seller motivation?
Hmm?
You have anything to say about
Oh,
understanding
that's why I'm taking the
the seller's
class.
motivation? No? Okay, all right.
No, that's why I'm taking the class. Maybe I can learn something.
So everyone's here but the real Coco.
I think they come in at 9 or something, right?
Coco doesn't have to come in at 9. What does my video even look like? Oh, it's very dark. Is that you, Coco?
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. Hi.
I would in my car, so I'm not going to put my camera on, but I might be switching real quick over to my laptop from my phone. So I might leave the meeting for about, a minute or so.
Understandable. All right.
So looks like it's just us right now.
For now, I'm sure Coco is gonna get on when she's able to.
Okay.
So the
Right on.
first thing we're supposed to do is discuss, how everything's going so far. If there's anyone who wants to share about how their journey has been up through this. I think this is number 8 in the series. And if there's anything anyone's excited about, any breakthroughs.
You give me a sec, but yesterday I
Sure.
actually kind of had this I don't know, I guess you could call it an aha moment, but
I just called Coco. She's having some technical issues, so she might
Oh,
just
no.
computer.
Okay.
Seems to be happening a lot to people lately.
And the Zoom, too many updates.
Oh, is that what's going on? Yeah, Zoom has some problematic stuff going on, for sure.
They're checking her system or something. That's so she has to switch a computer while it's checking the system.
Bro,
Any minute now, hopefully.
So what were you saying? Oh,
well, I guess I kind of have been taking a more passive approach to the whole thing in terms of how to communicate with clients and whatnot. And yesterday I kind of saw these techniques come through that are about really pinning clients down in this particular case yesterday, it was about pinning them down around whether they've been pre-qualified, pre-approved, or if they have gifted cash, basically where they stand financially, to kind of vet them as potential clients and then group them accordingly, and it was just kind of some techniques around, I guess, setting appointments for Zoom and how to offer them times instead of what time works for you, these kinds of things, and really take control in a subtle way, but in a technical way, such that you're really matching yourself with the client instead of where I felt it was more like being an aggressive salesperson. What you're really doing is making sure that you're not wasting their time and they're not wasting yours, and that what is really a relationship between the two of you is actually appropriate, So it kind of changed my view, I guess, on the sales end of it, because it's, I've had my license for 4 years now, and I only hung it with Keller Williams about a month ago. And one of the things that I was balking at well, besides the fact that I was telling myself stories, one of the things I was balking at is the idea of just selling something. It's just kind of never really appealed to me, and was concerned about it. So, but that was definitely, I think, yesterday something that changed kind of my perception of some
Yeah.
certain sales tactics, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll touch on something similar today where even though your goal is to build rapport and connect with clients, a lot of the questions they're asking is, very much directly related to selling their house.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning.
All right.
Sorry, I had a technical difficulty. This is not my regular Zoom
Hey,
background, but
Coco.
hi, good morning.
Hey. Nice
This is not my regular background, but my regular Zoom was like computer having problems. So anyhow, I apologize. And thank you for sharing, William. I missed the yesterday's class, and then hopefully we can share more as we go in more with this class today. Let's get started.
All right.
Yes, session number 8. That's where we're going today. All right, so brief recap. I'm sure you see this every time. 2 things that successful agents do every single day: grow their business and run their business. And today we are still in the growing your business lead generation phase, but we're a lot closer to the sales pipeline now. Instead of prospecting and marketing and building a database, now we're trying to cultivate leads into opportunities.
So last time we were talking about lead generation. Basically, we had to either do cold calls or we do just a circle of influence, just try to start building that database, try to convert the leads into actual sales, right? So we're trying to generate leads. We talked about difference between leads and contacts. Contacts is somebody who's in your database, but lead is something directly related to a sale. So yes, today we're going to talk about the next step. How do you make the seller listing presentation and get listings? So that's one of the things, directly convert your leads into a sale.
Right. Once you have someone under your sphere of influence, you need to get them to give you the listing. So today we're trying to go along that path. And there's really 3 steps that we're going over today. The qualify and convert seller leads is the first one, then pre-qualifying sellers, second one. The last one is going over what a listing presentation would look like. Understanding motivation is going to affect all of those. So we will touch upon that, but it's not really a step. The first thing before we go into that, though, is the importance of understanding the do not call registry. And this is a registry that's on a website that is hosted on a dedicated website, and it's a violation of federal law to make any telemarketing calls without access to the registry. So before you make a call, check to see if the consumer is on the registry. If they are, do not call, and update your call list regularly, at least every month, to delete all numbers from the registry. Never call a consumer if the consumer requests to be placed on your personal or your market center's do not call list. So this basically stresses the importance of having permission to only call the people that give you consent to have conversation with. Next is going to be finding seller leads, and here's going to be the sources. You guys should know what the sources are. Does anyone have any comments about getting leads from any of these?
As I always have mentioned, for a person just get a new licensee, right? Just get your license. The most important thing is your circle of influence, so your database. So always try to pick up a phone call and find out, oh, I got my license, or like William, I just changed my company to Keller Williams Realty a month ago. They probably just curious of where you were before. So start a conversation and then lead that conversation to real estate and try to see if they have any needs personally, whether they want to sell or buy. At the same time, just ask, do you happen to know anybody who wants to sell? Unfortunately, we don't have open house nowadays. That would be a good lead generation source. But hopefully we'll come back after pandemic. The referrals is always important. If you had any transactions, you wanted to ask for referrals, even in the beginning of the process. Like last time, I think who was at the top listing agent panel, somebody was asking, even in the beginning, when you're just meeting with the client, you're kind of like showing them which kind of service you're providing and ask for referrals in the very beginning instead of after closing. So then what is the daily 10/4?
Yeah, that's something that everyone should know, because this is session number 8. And you guys have been coming to all this. Does anybody know? If you guys don't know, we gotta play the video again.
Yeah, that's add 10 contacts a day, contact 10 people a day.
Oh, touch, about touching at least 4 times, right?
Is that right? Yeah, that's what it.
That's a good
The
one,
video,
yeah.
we can, I guess we can watch it anyway because it's only a minute long.
So always ask yourself, have you been calling the people surrounding you, and ask for, just as it's also a good way to catch up with other friends, because sometimes when everybody's so busy, you may not be able to talk to them on a daily basis, but call them and just mention that. And cold call is also a good way, but just have to be very careful about the do not call list.
Okay, share sound is on. 1 minute video review.
Let's take a look at one foundational concept in Ignite. There are 4 things you need to ignite your business. We call these the daily 10-4. Add 10 people to your database daily. Call and connect with 10 people from your database daily. Write 10 handwritten notes to your database daily. And preview 10 homes weekly. That's 2 per day. Logging your numbers into the My Tracker system will keep you motivated and on track. Following the daily 10-4 will pave the way for 16 transactions a year. It's that simple. Want more? Get into class. In Ignite, you will get leads and perfect your lead generation habits in a fun, supportive environment. Work on your business during class. Build grab-and-go tools to use on the job. And never be at a loss for words.
Great, thank you. So you want to play the slides?
Yeah, let me go back to that.
And today I think we have some role playing as well. And we're also going to have I hear myself.
Oh. There you go.
Probably the sharing the sound. Yeah, we're going to have role play. We're also going to have, hopefully at 9:30, Meg is going to join us and have some script practicing as well. So let's move on to the slides for now. Yeah.
Okay, so what comes after generating lead? The first step is going to be connecting, pre-qualifying, and converting your seller leads into listing appointments. So if one of your leads tells you that they're interested in selling their home, first, you're going to have to connect with them so that they'll choose you. Then you have to understand how ready they are so you can categorize them to see how soon they're thinking of selling.
So that
Then,
actually goes with the understanding motivation as well. So even though understanding motivation is like very preliminary, but it's always very important throughout the whole course, because if they are not so motivated, maybe in my personal experience, maybe too frequent a follow-up will maybe we'll get the negative result in my mind. So understanding motivation is really important. If they are actually in urgent need of selling, then you need to really follow up and make sure you get that lead converted right away.
Right. Because they have to be ready, willing, and able. So first to see if they're willing, and then see if they're pre-qualify them to see if they're able and ready. And then you'll do a listing presentation and secure the listing.
Excuse me, can I have a question here?
Mhm.
So I know for the buyers, the pre-qualify means whether they have a pre-approval, but what do you mean for pre-qualified sellers?
That is a good question that is definitely going to be explained in a few minutes.
Oh,
Great question
thank
leading
you.
to the slides.
Okay, thank you.
That's good. That's a great transition, actually. This one is not, we're not quite there yet for this one, but connecting is an important part that is covered in prospecting, because first we want them to see us as motivated, capable, and likable. So this part is about building rapport, but also about finding out how willing and ready the seller is. So these are the type of questions that you would ask about their needs and their motivations. And once you understand that, then it helps you move towards the goal of a transaction.
The only thing is the questions are just the ideas. It's not really like you're doing an interview for a seller saying, oh, if you would please tell me a little more about your family, job, life, etc. So people may feel uncomfortable in saying that. So rather than that, just making a conversation. Imagine you are in a party setting, you're kind of introducing yourself, oh, I'm a realtor, I do this and that. So what about you? So I'm sure, this is very common, almost like just the daily life when you meet somebody, kind of having a gentle, carry a gentle conversation instead of like trying to like doing interviews. So tell me what you did, what you're doing, right? So it's almost like, why are you so nosy about me, right? So make a very natural conversation, but keeping those things in mind. In this business, I think I was trained long time ago, always have a purpose in your mind, be very purposeful. So no matter what you do, you have a purpose in your mind. So I'm meeting somebody today. So what's my purpose? Of course, I'm not saying that you should not just making friendship. That's not true. But when you are in the business setting, be purposeful, right? So when you're meeting with that person, you think that this might be a lead for me. So I'm going to try to find more information. So when you talk to that person, keeping that purpose and then try to stay on track. So if they showed any interest, they tell you a little bit about themselves, showed a little interest about in the field, in the real estate field, you could just ask a little more. Now you go into what are you looking for? I don't really know what do you want to do. It's like, what is your plan, right? What is your ideal situation? So either for seller or buyer, what are you looking for? You could be asking, what the price are you looking for? Just find out from them. Where would you like to buy, or what's your home located? So for buyer, where would you like to buy? Where would you like to live? So for seller, where is your home? Where's your currency? Where's your home? Where are you moving to? So after you sell, there must be a purpose, right? Are you moving out of state, or are you downsizing, upsizing? And why are you moving? So that also goes side by side, all the questions, right? And the very, very important question, that's the motivation question. When would you like to do this? So, oh, great, sounds like a great plan. What's your ideal timeline, right? So you ask them. Once they share with you, so I wanted to make this happen immediately. So somebody will tell you, I want to change to a bigger home. So this just, I cannot stand staying in a small place. And then during COVID, it's very hard to work and also have kids at home, study at home. So, okay, when would you like to make this happen? ASAP. So you really understand that they need to sell before they buy. So they need to make it happen ASAP. That's a great question, because that's a very motivated seller. And then you ask how. So how do you plan to do this? So that how is almost like you are trying to set the expectation, you know. So you, if they don't know, they say, I have no idea how I'm gonna make it happen because I have to sell first, but my home is messy. Okay, so then you, maybe that's the time you start selling. You can actually present a plan, you know, here's, I think you can make it happen. Then they feel like there is a solution to their problem. So I think that will be moving forward in the step.
Yeah. Can anybody think of a question that's not on this list that they would ask, you know, in a conversation to gain a little bit of information, but without being a salesman?
I like that. I like that statement, without being a salesman. So almost all the questions could be a conversation, like friend talk, right? So you probably just talking to a friend. Oh my gosh, you know, the commute is so far. We're thinking about moving. So that's a friend talk. So without being a salesman, I like that. Yeah. Any other questions that you have experienced in the past, speaking with your friends or people you know, without really being a salesman, but having that purpose in your mind, you know?
Yeah, because salesman comes later. So anyone want to share a conversation or a conversational tactic? Okay, if not, then let's get to the next step when you're getting closer to being a salesman. So the next step is to categorize the seller into what type of lead they're going to be. It's going to be A, B, and C. Now the difference on here seems like it's just the amount of time that they're able, ready, and willing to do business. And the difference for you is how many times you're going to follow up with them every week. But Coco, how do you treat these people differently depending on how far away they are in terms of being ready to do business?
Yeah, for me, so basically, I think I mentioned a little bit about, it depends on their motivation. If their motivation is not so strong, you probably don't want to do daily follow-up because that would actually turn people away, right? So what this really is about is try to categorize. You can have A, B, and C. So depends on how ready they are. If they are not quite ready, are thinking about sometime down the road, maybe by end of the year or next year, then you just have to follow up maybe every other month, even just so that you are in their life, you know, when things happen that they will remember you. But if for somebody who wants to make things happen right away, then you even need to do daily follow-up just to secure an appointment. Just in case they may be running into somebody else they like, then they may be already made an appointment and already decide to move forward, then you may have missed the opportunity. So for me, it really depends on, I think that assessing the motivation is a very important step. Then we can try to, at least we can categorize them based on the time, right? So how urgent it's going to happen. There's also sometimes not only how urgent, but also how likely they may use you. So if somebody who's your friend, so very likely they will be using you. And then I think you can do more frequent update and try to really secure that appointment, push for that appointment. I want to meet with you, you know, let's meet, you know, let's meet up, let's catch up, you know, that's easier to push. But for somebody who you don't know, and then you think they are really ready to make a decision, then you need to really make sure you get into the door. For somebody who you know is a friend, but they're not really urgent, but they could be happening now or could be happening later, then I think it's still important, you know, because of the relationship, you're able to push them to higher priority in terms of timeline. Because timeline, you can actually be in control. You can tell them that maybe they need some guidance how quickly they want to have their home on the market. So instead of for them to decide they are okay with having the home on the market now versus later, but you are the one who's there to guide them. So you want to maybe make it happen now because the market's hot. So it's really depends on the situation. I think this has a lot to do with assessing the motivation from the seller.
Okay.
Anybody who actually use the database to categorize those clients?
Not yet, but I intend to. I just need to. I just got my access to my
database.
Right, my database. Sorry, I'm only on my second cup of coffee, so forgive me a little slow.
Yeah,
yes,
this class is too early.
Exactly. I completely plan to though, because I do find for me that understanding the timeline becomes really important, because I don't want to come off very salesy. I'm all about relationships and establishing connections, and then from there getting the necessary information to assess their timeline. So that's really good information that you guys gave me. I, for example, had a friend that I spoke to on Mother's Day. She'd been on my mind, and I called her and I told her what I was doing and how I got my license and that I had signed with Keller Williams. And she told me, oh, that's great. You know, we're looking, I'm glad you told me that, because we're looking to sell our townhome
Oh my
and
gosh.
move into a senior citizen community.
Oh, wow.
And then she just took the conversation and gave me a little more information, but said, you know, we don't have a real timeline. And so that kind of threw me off. And I was like, okay, so there's no real timeline. So this is probably just something they're looking to do. She told me very basic stuff, like we want a house, a single family home, small, no stairs because we are older, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to set up an appointment with her because she also invited me to come over and see the house, but I just wanted to figure out how I'm going to present my information to her as a realtor, but she's my friend, right? I don't want to come off as super salesy either. So.
Oh, that's
yeah.
a great lead. I'm telling you, you're going to get it. So because she's inviting you, right? So she's very warm. That's a very warm lead. So you're not going to even do too much selling. You should be able to get it. Just don't screw up. Okay. So make sure you go there, you know, just set up that appointment at the earliest convenience and tell her how hot the market is, because nobody knows the future. Who knows it's going to turn, right? No one knows. So you'll be lying if you think it's going to be hotter or it's going to be colder. You know, you'll be lying. So no one knows. If you know that, you could be by lottery already, right? So, and then, but the fact that we know right now is really hot, and then she should not miss this opportunity to cash out. And then you can negotiate for rent back for her so that she can transition to next home without moving twice. So offer your plan. That way you can really secure the lead.
Okay.
That's a great point. Yeah. So I think definitely, you know, see this conversation comes out from Mother's Day weekend, right? So it's very warm, you know, so, and those things you never find out unless you ask. So try to tell people, you know, have a nice conversation, tell people what you have been doing, and then, and have a very smooth, friendly talk, and then try to get the lead from there. Yeah.
Okay, right. And it came up very easily because she was my friend. So I think, like you said, reaching out to your sphere of influence. And I mean, we had a conversation prior, before I told her about what I was doing now, and we were just talking about family and stuff like that. And so that is very important, and to make yourself known. And it doesn't have to be necessarily like, I'm calling you because I want something from you. No, I'm genuinely calling you just to see how you're doing. And oh, by the way, I have this going on, and it can lead to a completely, you know, great conversation for your business that you hadn't necessarily intended it to do.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's nothing wrong. You try to sell your friends. I think having that confidence, you know, I want to sell because I'm a good salesman or saleswoman. So I'm offering value to you. Not so much I want to do your business so that I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I also want to offer value to you. So I think having that confidence would really help you in speaking to your friends and try to make sure they like you and think you're the good person, good candidate. I see Meg. Hi, Meg, you're muted.
Hi. Yes, I had my students in breakout rooms.
Yeah.
So I turned around and now I'm in your break.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, Meg. So our exciting time comes now. I think everybody wants to have the real play. We're going to do some role play and do some script. And then I think that would be the most exciting part of today's class.
Well, great. I'm happy to see that you've got some excellent students. And I welcome the opportunity to role play with you, Coco. I mean, you have such a great presence at Keller Williams, and you're so successful. I'm very interested to see what kind of scripts you use.
Almost like I got your database of script. I was like, oh, but I was like, okay, I better take some time to read them. But anyhow, to be honest with you, I haven't read in detail yet. So, but let's do some role play. We can start, maybe you and I, and then we can have some volunteers and then try to do some role play. And then we can do some critique about the conversation. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good. If I could, I just wanted to give a quick plug to our role play class that I hold every Friday at 11 o'clock. So for those of you who are looking for practicing role play scripts, if you come to our weekly 11 o'clock role play, we're happy to practice with you and give you critiques. And at any time, I'm happy to give you all of the scripts that I gave Coco.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So that's a great ad. That's a great compliment for this class. So let's do some role play. And then I think having a conversation with friends is actually should be relatively easier because you know your friend the best, right? So you actually know what to say will be the best conversation. So that'd be very, very different from each person. So maybe we can do some cold call role play today because that's cold and then that's very scary. And then everybody's afraid of objections, right? So
right. And I know I'll share with you guys, and it may not be, something that I should be sharing, but I'll tell you, I feel the same. I hate cold calling. I don't like picking up the phone. I don't like setting that time aside to make those calls. And I guarantee you, my first call sucks every time because I'm still having that internal struggle about I hate doing this, but I still have to do it. So my first call is always terrible. And then by the second or third call, I've gotten into kind of a role, a zone, if you will. And from that point on, my calls are good. But those first couple calls, I don't know, Coco, is that the same for you?
So the moral of the story is don't make one cold call a day. You have to make 10 or 20 cold calls a day.
That's a good lesson. Very good. Okay. Do you want me to be the agent, or do you want me to be the prospective seller? And if I am the seller, am I reluctant? Am I semi-reluctant? Or am I really reluctant? I don't want to do this at all.
So how about we switch? So the first one, you'll be the agent. I will be the somewhat reluctant seller.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then we switch. Yeah.
Okay. You got it. And this is a cold call, right? I've never.
This is a cold call.
Okay. I've never met you. Let me figure out where am I getting the lead? Because usually that's the question that people ask. Like, how did you get my number? Kind of thing. So maybe, I guess maybe from a farm or something like that.
That's great. From a farm. Yeah.
Is that okay? All right. Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. I am looking for Coco Tan.
Oh, this is she.
Hi, Coco. My name is Meg Apple. I am a real estate agent with Keller Williams, and I'm currently reaching out in your neighborhood, looking for sellers. I'm sure you're aware that right now in the current real estate market, it is hot, hot, hot. And so hot, in fact, that we don't have enough inventory. And I'm literally, as you can tell, picking up the phone and talking to homeowners in specific targeted neighborhoods where I have clients that are looking to buy.
Okay.
Have you thought about selling your current home?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. You know, Coco, I talk to a lot of people who say that I'm not sure. And it's usually a couple of things that they're not sure about. And one of them is, of course, what is the price? Do you know what your home is valued at right now?
I have the Redfin and Zillow estimate.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. So that means you have looked a little bit. You are a little bit curious. That's good to know. And are you satisfied with that price?
I think it's a good price, but probably the market is going to go higher. I'm thinking, the longer I hold, maybe the more price I will get.
Oh, yes, that is definitely a strategy that, if you wait a little bit longer, then you're going to get a higher price. And if you did get a higher price, Coco, what would that do for you?
I'm still staying here. There's nothing in hurry.
Ah, that's right. And if you were to sell Coco, where would you go?
Haven't thought about that yet. That's another reason, so I'm
Yeah.
not too sure. Yeah.
Of course, that is usually the second reason. It's one, I don't know how much, or I think I should get a higher price. And then the second reason is usually I don't have anywhere to go. Now, fortunately, here in California, we have recently passed the Prop 19, which really expands where you can go to now you can sell your home and move to any county in California and keep your current tax base.
Let's assume I'm over 55 years old. I'm not.
That's right. That's right. You are correct, Coco. You do have to be over 55. And I must say on the phone, you certainly don't sound over 55. But since I haven't met you, I really don't know what age you are. I apologize. You certainly don't sound over 55. Um, have you lived long in your neighborhood?
I lived for a year, for a few years in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what was it about your neighborhood that you wanted to move into?
I at least wanted to, maybe similar, safe, and then feel maybe I actually don't even know. I haven't thought too much about it yet.
Okay.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to think about it. It's a big decision. It's not something that you should allow me to talk you into because that's not helping you. And ultimately, it's not helping me either. I definitely want you to make an informed decision. And toward that end, with your permission, Coco, I understand that you're going on Zillow and you're going on Redfin like many people do, but I'd love to send you some information about sold properties. You can get what's currently on the market, but looking at sold properties and how long they've been on the market and what was the actual price as compared to the listing price, I certainly would love to send you that information. How does that sound to you, Coco?
Sure, that works.
Okay, that works. Great, great. Now, would you like me to send that to your work email or to a private email?
To my private email is good.
Okay, okay. And if you would just briefly, put that in the chat, that would be great. Or, I would get it.
You
but-
can do, yeah, coco10@gmail.com.
Okay,
Sure.
da,
Mhm.
da, da.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Coco. You know, I've got a lot of calls to make. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but look out for that email from me because I'll be getting it to you within the next 24 hours.
Okay, thank you, Meg.
I
Okay.
thank you for your time.
Okay, see how great this conversation is? Did anybody realize how Meg transitioned from, because she's not able to get anything from me because I'm not ready yet, how she transitioned from trying to get an appointment to getting my email address, right? That's very smart because when you make a phone call, always keep in mind that number one goal is to get an appointment. So if you get a motivated seller, or if you get a curious enough seller, even though they're not motivated, but they're curious enough, they can allow you come to their home, then you can get an appointment. But if they're just so reluctant, they're just like, not sure, not sure. And then instead of wasting this phone call, we're going nowhere, right? Because we're not sure we're moving to, I'm not sure what timeline will be. I think by waiting and get a higher price, you're getting nowhere. What do? You get their email address. How do you get an email address? You ask for them. They're not going to give it to you, right? You have to offer something in exchange for email. So you ask to provide comparables, to provide the sold comps, instead for them just to look on the Zillow or Redfin, which is fine, but I'm giving you better data. I'm giving you data. I'm offering something with value, right? So then they're more open. Sure, you're not interrupting. You're not really harassing me in a way, right? You're just giving me information. That information I'm actually kind of curious anyways. So yeah, so you offer that. Okay, perfect.
Good.
That sounds great. So I hope you see the transition. The transition is really smooth, because Meg is really not pushy, right? Sometimes I feel like we're trying to sell something very pushy. So Meg is not pushy, but she was able to have a very gentle, smooth conversation and ease into asking for email. She offered a work email. I like that. I like that line. Do you prefer to email to your work email or personal email? So you're not giving them choice.
That's
so
right.
You just say, give me something, work or personal.
I got to get something.
You got to get something.
And then my next, in the back of my head, I'm going to go for that email. But if she's not going to give it to me, if she says, no, I'm not interested, you better have something ready to come behind that. And what I was going to come with, if she was like, no, that's okay. What difference does it make, right? Because she wasn't giving me anything. She was no. So then my next step would have been, well, here at Keller Williams, we have a wonderful platform called Neighborhood Snapshot. I'd love to get you your own specific portal that in your neighborhood, that where you can keep an eye on what's going on in your own specific neighborhood. How would you like that?
That's
would have
cool.
been my follow-up.
Okay.
You didn't want me to send you that information.
But you still have to email that to her, right?
Yeah, yes, I would have to email that to her, but it's hopefully a bigger carrot that I'm dangling instead of like statistics or sold data. You never know what appeals to somebody.
Okay. So I need to learn about that portal thing.
Oh,
so
yeah,
neighborhood.
That's the Neighborhood Snapshot, and I would suggest to all of you, you should know your Keller Williams tools. Okay? and I mean no disrespect, Coco. You're so busy as the rainmaker and doing all of that. I'm sure your assistants and your team, they know about this, or they should. And
they should.
This is how you can be contacting these reluctant sellers or reluctant buyers, and keep yourself in front of them by this Neighborhood Snapshot or Facebook command ads or whatever it is that you're doing. Keller Williams has some great tools, and try to incorporate that. It's what separates you from all of the Intero agents. Is there Intero anymore? I think they got bought out by somebody. So it's, what is it now? EXP, Climb, all the different ones.
Okay, great. So yeah, so keep that in mind that you need to get something out of the phone call. Of course, it's not always guaranteed you can get something, but your goal is get something. So instead of just oh, okay, you're not ready. Okay, sure, and that's if you go with your flow, then so you have to handle that objection. Yeah, we can switch.
Okay, all right. So I'll be the seller. What kind of a seller do you want me to be? Should I be a FSBO that doesn't want to list? Do you want me to be maybe an older person that has lived in the home for 40 years?
It doesn't matter. What do you want to be?
I would say I don't know, Coco, you're Coco. So I say, let's see what you got, girl. Let's go with FSBO. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a FSBO because they're the most difficult. They look easy because they've already raised their hand that I'm selling. But they're actually one of the most difficult because they're the most resistant.
So FSBO is for sale by owner, just so for anybody who doesn't know, for sale by owner. And then I don't assume, just so, yeah. For sale by owner, they think they know everything. They think they are the agent, of course, without the license. So they put their home on a website, could be Zillow, and then just for sale by owner, FSOB, FSBO. So they think they know everything. They don't think agent has any value because they just paying the commission for no reason. They think they can sell the home by themselves, especially market's hot. Okay, that's a tough one.
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Ready.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll do the ring. Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
Oh, hi. Is this Meg?
Yes, it is. May I ask who's calling?
This is Coco Tan with Keller Williams Realty. How are you today?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
You probably get a lot of phone calls because you have home for sale by owner. I saw that on Zillow.
Oh, yes. I am trying to sell my home.
Oh, cool. I actually have buyers.
Oh, great.
Yes. Yeah, so maybe I can take a look at the home.
Okay. I would prefer that to show my home only to the buyers, not the agents. So what time would you like to bring your buyer by?
Oh, the problem is if I don't see your home, how do I know that's the right home for my buyer? I think from the Zillow, everything looks right, but just in case, right, I do pre-screen the homes for my buyer.
Right. Yeah. Well, if I was going to do that, I'm sorry. What was your name again?
My name is Coco Tan with Keller Williams.
All right, Coco. You're right. I do get a lot of calls from agents. And frankly, if I wanted to put my home on the market and have a lot of agents coming through my home, I would have already done so.
Wait. I didn't say to put your home on market. I'm just saying I want to see your home.
Right. But as I said, I get a lot of phone calls from agents who all say the same thing, that they want to come see my home. And if I was going to do that, I would have already put it on the market. So I'm only showing my home to actual buyers.
Wait, so your home is kind of on the market, right? Because you put on the website. So the only problem is you only want to show to the buyers who show up without an agent, right? But the problem
you can come with your buyer. Absolutely. I'm not trying to take away any connection between you and your buyer, but definitely I'm not going to be running a revolving door here for the 25 to 30 agents that call me every day wanting to come see my house. You can look at the pictures. That's enough.
No, if we sell homes just by pictures, then that's, that everybody can put the home on the market, like just showing the pictures, right? I do want to understand the floor plan a little bit better for my buyer, and maybe, the presentation. So some of my buyers are very picky, who knows, maybe the way you present differently, I could have sold to some buyers. So it's only going to cost you 5 to 10 minutes for me to take a quick look, and then I can decide which buyer to your home.
Yeah, well, Coco, I'm sorry, but I really haven't heard anything different than any of the other agents that have called me wanting to come in. So I'll tell you the same thing I've told them. If you've got a buyer and you're bringing your buyer, I am happy to make an appointment for you.
This is tough, huh? So what is the reason you don't want me to preview the home? I'm not gonna sell you anything. I just want to see the home, and then I can introduce to which buyer, because we have multiple buyers. We want to make sure we're bringing the right buyer. And you don't want me to bring several buyers together. That doesn't allow me to sell your home with focus, right?
Right. But on the other hand, isn't that what's driving up the price of the homes right now is multiple buyers?
Oh, you're so right. No, that's exactly why. Multiple buyers driving up the price. But I need to find the right buyer to bring at different times so I can sell them differently, because that's how we sell the home, right? You don't want me to just bring anybody in and just for the sake of bringing in, right?
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't want to waste your time. It's more my time. I'm very busy. I own a couple of properties that I'm managing as well as selling this home. So my time is very, very delineated. So I can't waste my time on a bunch of agents.
Right. So have you already shown the home to some buyers lately?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, what happened to those? Did you get any offers?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact. And frankly, I was very disappointed.
Very disappointing. Okay. How do you know I'm not going to bring you the result you're looking for? What's the price you got?
Well, I can tell you that it was right at around the asking price.
Okay. You look at my, if maybe I should send some of my sales history, look at all the sales prices a lot over asking price, So how do you know I cannot make that happen for you?
I certainly don't. I don't know you at all.
Okay, so let's get to know each other. So let me take a look at your home for 5 minutes, and I guarantee you it's not going to be waste your time. And then we'll try to, I try to think about who will be the right person for your home. And maybe I can even give you some tips, free tips that how to present your home nicely. Then maybe you can attract more buyers to get higher price.
Well,
you can use the tips for other people, then you can just present your home maybe slightly differently, and then maybe you can get higher price.
I guess maybe.
So how about this afternoon at 2 p.m.?
Yeah, 4 o'clock would be better.
Okay, let's do it. 4 o'clock. So Meg, just in case, is this number I can text you at as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I can also, I'm sure you know the counts, but I can also send you some market analysis to you as well ahead of time. But of course, it doesn't mean that's your home value. What is the best email to reach you at?
Why don't you just bring them along with you at 4 o'clock?
Oh, that's fine too. Yeah, I bring it with me, and then I will see you at 4, and then we go from there.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't so successful.
I had to give in at some point.
Yeah, I guess I just really want to get myself into the door first. And then, but then the email is not as important. If I can get it, I get it, right? If I can't, then I can't. Maybe I can ask for it. And actually for sale by owner people, normally they would actually give an email because they are opening themselves up as if they were agents, right?
Yeah, especially if you got it up on Zillow, the email is on Zillow. So,
yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah.
So you shouldn't need to ask for it. I would always say, never ask, may I have your email? Don't do that. Always say, would your personal email or would your work email work better for you?
Okay.
Just have that in your repertoire, because we don't want to ask a yes or no question unless we are prepared for a no answer.
Oh, that's a good idea. And also, don't ask what's the best time work for you. Never ask what's the best time work for you. You propose a time.
Yeah, I would go one step farther and not propose a time, propose a choice of times. Would 2 o'clock work for you, or would 4 o'clock be better for you?
Okay. Okay.
Instead of it's 2 o'clock.
Okay, that may be a personal preference. I
Yeah,
just want to ask for one time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, because maybe I only have 2 o'clock, but anyhow, that's a preference. But I do agree with you. Many people offer a choice of time so that make them feel you are more flexible. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm. And I get a lot of sales call. People always ask me, is it 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock work better for you?
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it is. It's part of the script. You know,
No, that's a very good idea. That's a very good idea. Yeah. So offer different times and then have them choose, make them feel like they have a choice instead for me just to be too direct. Yeah. But I think to push into the door is really important. At least you get in front of them and then things can change once you're in front of them. Yeah.
Right.
So I think we should have some role play among our audience.
Actually, I only have 5 minutes because I've got to get back to my class.
Okay. Thank you so much, Meg, for joining us for the real play, because that's part of our class today.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
I'm glad you reached out, and I'm glad that we could do this quick little 30-minute role play. And I hope to see everybody on Friday at 11 o'clock. Coco, you too. I'd love to have some great script practice, like dig down deep and really get our skills honed to the best we could possibly be. Absolutely.
That's wonderful. So maybe can you send me the link for the class, and then we
it's on the same calendar that everybody got the link.
Oh, okay.
It's right on the calendar. You're all welcome to come.
Wonderful. Okay, great. I see you on Friday. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So we have a few minutes left. Do you want to then maybe you have a slide? I didn't even watch the time. Time flies when we start doing that role play. So let's see what else is left in the presentation. Then can you pull up the PowerPoint? I was going to have some people to do the role play, but maybe we should save that for this Friday at Meg's class.
Yeah, before they go, let's answer the question about pre-qualifying sellers. That it was coming next. Okay, so pre-qualifying sellers. It's kind of like what you did in the role play. When you're pre-qualifying buyers, it's mostly about money. When you're pre-qualifying sellers, it's about finding out if they're ready, willing, and able. This
the
is so
motivation.
that you make the best, to make the best use of your time, because you can't expect every seller lead to become an appointment. Going back just a little bit here, this slide is a little bit tricky because this is not a step 1, step 2, step 3 thing. This is once you have a lead, what are you going to ask from them? And you're hoping for number 1. That's the best. If not number 1, then number 2. Maybe they'll refer you to someone else. And if not 2, then number 3. At least establish that you have a two-way communication and that they give you consent to chat back and forth a little bit and to make the connection. But ideally you get number 1. And these are the steps to doing it. And one of the tools is the pre-listing questionnaire that I can share really fast.
So basically, a lot of people ask you, how do you hear about me? So for sale by owner feasible, then of course you get their number from their own advertisement. But for any other purchase the leads, you just have to be honest about, we got from expire or cancel, from land voice, or from from a paid database. So if in case that usually they screen out the do not call, but if in case that you happen to call about the do not call people, they tell you they're on do not call list, the best thing to do is just to apologize and hang up, and you will not call again. Just mention that to them. But that's my biggest fear, actually, just so everybody knows. because we don't want to call it do not call list.
Right. So these questions are very similar to the connect questions, but this comes at a later phase. So now you're really trying to find out if they're going to be a lead that gives you business or not. And these are the questions that you can send to them and that you really want them to answer for you if possible before you meet with them.
Okay.
This should be in your Ignite toolkit that everyone received. So that's where you're going to find this list. And this will help you pre-qualify your sellers. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say some of the questions probably you have to repeat during the appointment. And then from my experience, some of the questions they may not want to tell you. For example, how much do you want to list your home for? How much do you think your home will be worth, right? So they usually throw back the question, say, how much do you think? So they really don't want to share with you what they think. So then you just have to be really careful and try to, when you meet with them, try to find from the conversation, try to ask that question again, and then try to mention a number that will work for the market as well as work for the seller, which is very hard. But if you just mention whatever going to work for the market, they may get offended for whatever reason, then they may not hire you based on that. But if you just want to list at a number that they want, then that will be very hard for you to sell as well. So that's not going to be successful. So this is a very tricky part. It's not only doing the pre-screening session, but also it's during the whole process, even during the process of working with a seller.
Yes. And as soon as you can get them to volunteer that information, then the final step would be to do a listing agreement. Sorry, a listing presentation with them, which would be the step after that. And after they volunteered information, this is when you volunteer your information and show them the materials that are specifically designed to build their confidence in you. And you'll be able to answer questions and objections before they even come up. So Keller Williams gives you some great examples for the design of a listing presentation that you guys can access if you just log on to your command and then go to listing presentation, and then you can see a few different designs, a few different templates. Some are more classic, some are more modern. That we don't have the time to look at it, but it is very easy to find. And then the next step would have been to practice a listing presentation on each other. So does anybody have anything left that they want to share? Any questions or aha moments?
I have a really quick question regarding FSBOs. Can you give like a really general summary of what is the process that they go through in order to sell their home? I understand that you're doing it because they don't want to pay the additional maybe commission expense to agents and stuff like that. But what does the process entail on their end? So newer agents like me can kind of understand what they're dealing with and then tweak our approach when we do talk with them.
Okay, so the most important thing is the homeowners I really don't think they value the agents in a way that they think they know everything. And they think it's a hot market. They can just put a for sale sign out there, they can sell it. I tell people that, yes, of course, the market is hot, you can sell anything. Anybody can sell anything. It's a matter of how much you can sell. So I think the most important thing is to show your value. How much can you sell this home versus other people can sell, or versus how much they can sell themselves. If whatever they can sell is a much lower price of what you can sell, and then why not hire you? And that you are, so the one key thing is the commission is not, they're not giving you the commission, right? It's not like, here, Julia, the whatever percentage, 6% give to you, 5% give to you, 4%, doesn't matter. Even 1% give to you, they're not giving you anything. You have to earn that commission. So you have to have that result presented in front of them before you can earn the commission. So if they can, I'm sure they understand that part, but they just feel like whatever price is going to be, they're going to be able to get that. And then they think that they can save by not hiring an agent. And I think you can also stress about how the paperwork, how the real estate is not just about selling the home, it's also about the liability. After sale, are you going to get sued? Or is your paperwork complete? Did you catch all the disclosures? Are you able to answer disclosure questions? Are you able to disclose this home condition properly? So that's a big thing, they think they know, but in the end, they don't. A lot of people think they know, but actually they don't. So you'll be surprised to find out they actually don't know the procedure. They just thought it's easy. They thought it's selling a car, maybe sell a car they can sell by themselves, and maybe selling a home is the same thing. They treat, I think this is a great line they were saying, they treat this as a commodity, right? So they think it's just something they can sell online. So, and then the online thing made it easier, but it doesn't mean make the price right. So I think we have to show our value, and then that's where you can get the business.
Thank you.
Sure, that's a good question. So it's not just about the FISBO, it's about any condition. If you can show your value, going back to the friends, right? Even if you're a good friend with them, but if you show no value, they just feel obligated to you, but they really have doubts about you. So if you can show value, then that business is showing, right? So you just have to really grasp that opportunity, because you have more success rates than anybody else since you are the friend. But at the same time, you have to show value. I think people rarely would just give business to somebody simply because you're a friend. I've seen it happen, but you have to show that you're a professional. If you're not professional, even your friends, they still probably have hesitation. And if during that time, somebody else who are much more professional showed up, and then you will lose the business, even though you're a good friend. Make sense? So don't underestimate that. Yeah.
Makes complete sense. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I hope everybody learned something today, and I'm actually looking forward to the script class on Friday. So maybe we should all join Meg over there. Rob, do you have anything to add? I see you in the room, or maybe he just had his logged in. But anybody have any other questions? I'm here to answer.
Otherwise, they're on their way to the script practice with partner from 10 to 10:30.
Okay, great. So join your script practicing session, and I will see you next time.
Thank you, Coco.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You.
Bye-bye.